But that doesn't always happen. A felony is a tough thing to have on one's resume. But sometimes experience on Chicago's tougher streets can be an asset. This next story is about a Chicago man who got a second chance after prison and has made it work, not only for himself, but for the community he scarred 22 years ago. Here's Jay Shevsky.
The people in this room are all trying to put some part of the past behind them. They're here to learn about a service that transforms old tattoos into new ones. And whether they have the name of an old abusive boyfriend or a gang tattoo, everyone is looking to rebuild their lives. But one man looks like he's already made it.
Well, I'm an executive director to a nonprofit agency in Pilsen Little Village. I run a homeless